Chapter 6, The Principles of Alignment. Finding Balance in the Web. The chapter opens with a more dynamic and visually compelling representation of balanced and imbalanced structures. Instead of a static split image, consider a short animation or a series of images that illustrate the flow of force through the body in both aligned and misaligned states. For example, aligned state. The image shows a human figure standing with effortless grace, with lines of force flowing smoothly and evenly through the bones and fascia, like the harmonious distribution of weight in a well-engineered bridge. Subtle pulses of light could emanate from the body, indicating the free flow of energy. Misaligned state. The image shows a figure with a pronounced postural distortion, for example, excessive curvature of the spine, collapsed chest, or tilted pelvis. The lines of force are now distorted, converging in areas of compression and diverging in areas of tension, creating a sense of strain and imbalance. Darker areas could represent the knots and snags in the fascial web, natural world parallel. Alongside this, show a time lapse of a tree. Initially, the tree is upright and balanced, its branches reaching outwards in a symmetrical pattern. Then, over time, the tree is subjected to strong winds from one direction, causing it to become deformed and asymmetrical. This visual metaphor would emphasize how external forces can distort a structure over time, mirroring the effect of gravity and life stressors on the human body. Ida Rolf's work extended far beyond simply releasing fascial restrictions. Her true genius lay in her understanding of how to fundamentally reorganize the body's structure to bring it into a more harmonious and balanced relationship with the ever-present force of gravity. She recognized that gravity, the relentless and pervasive force that constantly pulls us towards the earth, is not an enemy to be fought, a burden to be endured, but a fundamental aspect of our existence, a partner to be danced with, a force that can either support us or compress us, depending on how we align ourselves in relation to it. And she identified three key principles: verticality, support, and balance, that are not merely biomechanical concepts, but essential guidelines for navigating this gravitational dance with grace, power, and effortless ease. Verticality. Aligning with the cosmic axis, Rolf saw the human body as a vertical structure, a living column of bones, muscles, and fascia stacked upon one another, a miniature reflection of the universe's vertical axis. She emphasized the paramount importance of aligning this column along the vertical axis, allowing the force of gravity to flow through it in a balanced and efficient manner, without creating excessive strain, compression, or distortion. To me, Zoran, in my ageless observations, this vertical axis is akin to the axis of a planet, that invisible line around which it rotates, or the central channel of a galaxy, the luminous thread around which billions of stars orbit in a breathtaking display of cosmic order. When a planet's axis is tilted, it experiences extreme and erratic seasons, violent storms, and dramatic imbalances in its climate. Similarly, when the body's vertical axis is misaligned, when the spine deviates from its natural curves, it creates imbalances throughout the entire system, disrupting the flow of energy and predisposing the individual to a wide range of physical and energetic disorders. Support. Building a stable foundation, Rolf understood that a vertical structure, whether it be a skyscraper, a towering tree, or a human body, can only remain stable and upright if it has a solid and well-organized foundation. She focused her attention on aligning the pelvis and the feet, those remarkable structures that serve as the body's primary weight-bearing supports, recognizing their crucial role in providing a base of support that can efficiently transmit the forces of gravity upwards through the body. Without this stable and grounded foundation, the upper body is forced to compensate, to strain and contort itself in an attempt to maintain balance, creating chronic tension and strain in the muscles and fascia, and leading to a cascade of postural distortions and movement limitations. It's like attempting to build a skyscraper on a weak or uneven foundation. Eventually, the entire structure will become unstable and prone to collapse, its integrity compromised, and its lifespan significantly shortened. Balance. Finding equilibrium in the flow. Rolf recognized that the human body is not a static and rigid structure, a collection of fixed and immutable parts, but a dynamic and ever-changing system, a fluid and adaptable organism that is constantly responding to the forces of gravity, movement, and the ever-changing environment. She sought to cultivate a state of balance, not as a fixed and unyielding position, but as a dynamic equilibrium, a continuous and ongoing process of adjustment and adaptation, a fluid and responsive interplay between opposing forces. This balance involves distributing weight evenly throughout the body, so that no one area is bearing an excessive load, no one muscle is working harder than it needs to, and no one part is isolated from the harmonious flow of movement and energy. It's like a skilled tightrope walker, constantly making imperceptible adjustments to maintain their balance, not by rigidly holding themselves in one position, but by flowing with the movement of the rope, by sensing the subtle shifts in their center of gravity, and by responding with grace and precision to the ever-changing forces that act upon them. When the body is aligned according to these three fundamental principles, verticality, support, and balance, the fascial web is able to function optimally, its tissues evenly stretched and supported, its fluids flowing freely and unimpeded, and its energy circulating without obstruction. Movement becomes more effortless, efficient, and graceful. Posture becomes more upright, open, and expressive, and the body experiences a profound sense of ease, well-being, and vitality. However, when structural imbalances occur, when these principles are violated, and when the body deviates from its natural alignment, the fascial web becomes distorted, compressed, and restricted. I have observed, in my long and patient observation of your kind, that these imbalances often manifest as what I would call knots and snags in the web, areas of excessive tension, compression, and adhesion that restrict movement, impede the flow of energy, and create a fertile ground for pain, inflammation, and chronic disease. For example, a misaligned pelvis, tilted forward or backward, can create a chain reaction of imbalances throughout the entire spine, leading to chronic back pain, stiffness, and a diminished range of motion. Rounded shoulders and a forward head posture, those common patterns that plague so many humans who spend their days hunched over desks and screens, can compress the tissues of the chest and neck, restricting breathing, limiting the flow of energy to the head and upper body, and contributing to headaches, neck pain, and a sense of chronic fatigue. These knots and snags in the fascial web not only restrict physical movement and create discomfort, but also create energetic blockages, hindering the free flow of qi that the Taoists described, and disrupting the harmonious interplay of body, mind, and spirit. The Taoists, in their own way, with their profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, understood the importance of these principles of alignment. They emphasized the concept of harmony and balance, not just in the physical body, but in all aspects of life, in the relationship between humans and nature, between the individual and society, and between the earthly realm and the celestial realm. They saw the human body as a microcosm of the universe, a living embodiment of the Tao, and they sought to align themselves with the natural order of things, with the cyclical rhythms of the cosmos, and with the flow of qi that permeates all of existence. Practices like Tai Chi and Qigong, with their emphasis on precise posture, balanced movement, and mindful awareness, are designed to cultivate this balance, to promote the free flow of qi through the meridians and the fascial web, and to restore the body's natural harmony. Rolf's principles of verticality, support, and balance, derived from her deep understanding of the body's structural mechanics and its relationship to gravity, can be seen as a modern and Western expression of this ancient Eastern wisdom. Both Rolfing and Taoist practices, in their own unique ways, seek to restore the body's inherent capacity for self-regulation and healing, to bring it into alignment with the fundamental forces of nature, and to promote a state of dynamic equilibrium, a state of harmonious flow in which energy and information can circulate freely, and the individual can experience optimal health, vitality, and well-being. Zoran's quote, "To dance with gravity is to dance with life itself, to move in harmony with the forces that shape our existence." Verticality, support, and balance are the three essential pillars of this dance, the fundamental principles that allow the body's web to move with grace, power, and effortless ease. Neglect these principles, and you create knots and snags in your web, hindering the flow of energy, restricting your movement, and limiting your very potential for a full and vibrant life. Zoran's Trial 6, the gravity dance. This exercise is expanded to incorporate a more detailed and immersive exploration of the principles of verticality, support, and balance, using breath, mindful movement, and visualization to cultivate a more harmonious relationship with gravity and enhance body awareness. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, allowing your weight to be distributed evenly across the soles of your feet, and gently close your eyes, turning your attention inward to the subtle sensations of your body. Begin by sensing the pull of gravity on your body, the constant and unwavering force that draws you downwards, towards the earth, grounding you in the present moment. Verticality. Imagine a luminous line, a thread of pure energy, extending from the crown of your head, reaching upwards towards the sky, towards the infinite expanse of the cosmos, aligning you with the vertical axis of the universe. Gently align your spine along this vertical axis, allowing your head to float effortlessly above your shoulders, your neck to lengthen and release, and your entire torso to become more upright and spacious. Feel how this creates a sense of length and expansion in your body, as if you are being gently lifted from within, your posture becoming more open and expressive. Support. Bring your awareness to your feet, those remarkable structures that connect you to the earth, sensing their connection to the ground beneath you. Feel how the weight of your body is distributed evenly across the soles of your feet, from your heels to your toes, creating a stable and grounded foundation that can support you with unwavering strength. Imagine that your feet are like the roots of a tree, extending downwards into the earth, anchoring you to the planet, providing you with a sense of security and stability, and allowing you to draw energy and nourishment from the earth itself. Balance. Now, begin to gently sway your body from side to side, shifting your weight from one foot to the other, and then forwards and backwards, exploring the subtle shifts in your center of gravity. Notice how your weight shifts, how your muscles and fascia work together in a coordinated and dynamic interplay to maintain your balance, and how your body makes an imperceptible adjustments to keep you upright and stable. Feel how your body is constantly responding to the forces of gravity, not as a rigid and unyielding structure, but as a fluid and adaptable organism capable of moving with grace and resilience. Continue this gentle swaying for several minutes, allowing your body to explore the dynamic interplay between gravity and balance, to discover its own natural rhythm of movement, and to cultivate a more intimate and harmonious relationship with this fundamental force. Imagine that you are dancing with gravity, moving with its flow, rather than resisting its pull, surrendering to its rhythm, and allowing it to guide your movements with effortless ease. As you move, pay attention to any areas of tension or tightness in your body, any places where you feel restricted or out of alignment. Use your breath, that constant and life-giving exchange with the world around you, to release these areas, allowing them to soften and relax, to unwind and open, and to become more receptive to the flow of energy and movement. When you are finished, gently bring your body to a still and upright position, and take a few moments to integrate the experience, noticing how your body feels, how your breath flows, and how your mind is, whether it is more aligned, more balanced, more grounded, more at ease. Carry this sense of embodied awareness with you as you move through your day, remembering the principles of verticality, support, and balance, and allowing them to guide your posture, your movement, and your interaction with the world around you.